Hi, Roberta here. I have another journal to share with you. This one is 9 by 6, I believe, and I made it using some collage paper that I made myself using some scrapbook paper, some book pages. I think that's all I really see is scrapbook paper and book pages. And I glued that whole thing onto a piece of cardstock. On the front, I just did a little thing. This is some type of packaging. Came with something was wrapped in this. And some cheesecloth and a piece of ribbon and a piece of scrapbook paper. This, I think, is one of Tracy Fox's labels, and I believe the word is something I did myself. I just used some eyelets and doubled up or quadrupled up some string to make a tie for it. So in the front cover, we've got a pocket that has another little collage thing. I think this is also a Tracy Fox thing, and if it's not Tracy Fox, it might be Artie Mays. And this is an actual library pocket with a library card inside. Just some scrapbook paper. This is scrapbook paper, coffee dyed. Got some music paper, and some scrapbook paper that I've used a Martha Stewart punch to trim, and it was coffee dyed. A little bit of stamping on some of the coffee dyed pages. This is mulberry paper, which I had never heard of until fairly recently, and then when I Googled it, I found out what it was, and it's paper, handmade paper, with little bits of things in it. I don't know what you would call it, other little bits of paper. It doesn't really have any thickness. I don't feel any chunks or anything. It feels, it's not as smooth as tracing paper. I guess it feels like handmade paper is what I'm trying to say. And I have a doily here and a page from a ledger book and some coffee dyed paper that I did some stamping on, or maybe that's stenciling. And just a paper clip and a paper clip tuck spot. This is I think this is from a pad of October afternoon paper. I'm pretty sure I'm right about that. And I just collaged on there a ticket and some scrapbook paper and a book page and some ribbon. And I found this on Pinterest, I believe, so I don't know who to give credit to for that, if there is anyone. I put a tab on here, a fabric tab, and I did some line pages. I do these myself on my computer, and this is a stamp that I've had for ages. On this coffee dyed page, there's a little flip and some, a doily. And this is a punch that I have, and this is also a punch, and just some twine, and a very small tag, which I stamped. And this also, I'm very sure, is Tracy Fox. Please correct me if someone knows if I'm wrong. So more coffee dyed paper and a bag, and inside the bag a printable that I've also had for ages, since way back before I realized that the polite thing to do was to give people credit if you could. So I apologize for that. Some graph paper, coffee dyed paper with a tab, and a small page with a pocket. This is a stamp that I have. I believe this is a Tracy Fox label, and a coffee dyed tag with another Tracy Fox label, and this is just a cutout that I used a punch for from a piece of scrapbook paper. And just some regular lined composition paper like kids use in school. This is Tim Holtz fabric, and I bought it in squares just like this, just this size. I didn't have to cut it or anything. And it is glued to the flap of an envelope. Coffee dyed paper with some stenciling. I believe those are Tim Holtz stencils as well. This one too is a Tim Holtz stencil. These are the smaller stencils that he has that are sort of shaped like large tags. Here is a flip using some punches that I had, and a doily and a little bit of lace. Place to write inside, and a very small tag. Again, I'm not sure. I think this was part of a paper pack that I cut out. A little fabric tab. This is a card. I think this was a card and envelope set that I got at Michael's ages ago. It's on sale, so you have to buy it. That's the center of the signature. This is more of my paper that I just do the lines on my computer, and some lace trim. More coffee dyed paper with various punches. Here is the envelope side of that, which I, to be honest with you, meant to decorate, and I think I forgot, and something could go in there. Another coffee dyed piece of writing paper with a bee stamp, which is just adorable, if you like bees. And some very tiny graph paper. Another coffee dyed page with a little bit of stamping on it, some lace, and some washi tape with definitions on it. And some more graph paper. The other half of that paper bag, and in there is a piece of ephemera that I think this came from Pinterest years ago, so that would be another place to write something. And some more coffee dyed paper, some lined paper with a little tab, coffee dyed paper with some stamping, the other half of that ledger paper, another doily, or the other half of the same doily, the other half of that mulberry paper, coffee dyed paper. This is just some scrapbook paper, and in the little pocket there is a receipt from a farm store. That was something I downloaded years ago as well. Music paper and coffee paper and coffee dyed scrapbook paper. There we go. It's getting late in the day. That means I can't talk straight sometimes. So there is that journal, and I just use this as a closure. It's almost long enough that I bet you could even wrap it around and tie it, so you could make a big floppy bow if you're a fan of big floppy bows, and if not, yeah, I was right, except I'd wrap it the other way so that maybe the bow ended up on top. I don't know. Whatever floats your boat, right? Whatever works for you. And just, there you go. So I hope you enjoyed that video. I hope you liked that journal. If you have any comments, please feel free to comment. Keep it nice, but let me know. I'm using a new camera setup, and I'm not sure I've got everything in frame. I'm not sure I've got it all figured out, so feel free to comment on that as well. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.